Hello everybody and welcome to Dutchresidency. In this YouTube channel, I'm going to explain all the topics you need to know if you are a migrant in the Netherlands, or if you want to bring your partner here, you still can find a lot of useful information about the rules, laws, everything you need to know. So feel free to subscribe. Okay, the first thing to consider is that I'm not going to explain here if you really need to take the A1 exam or not. That will be another topic. Research it yourself. This video is for you only if you are sure you have to take the exam and you want to know how to apply for it, and then anything that's really important to know about the exam. So yes, the first thing is that you need to register for the exam in different ways. You have the option to apply for it on paper, which I never understand why someone should do it. Honestly, it's very difficult and time consuming, and I just don't know, it's not my way. I honestly never did it for anyone, so I cannot give you a lot of comments on that one, how to apply on a paper. But I know that it's a form that you can download, or it's a phone number that you can call IND and ask them that, hey, I want to apply for the exam, and then they will take care of it. But the normal way that I do for everyone is to go to this website. I put a link here for you, so you can just click on it, go there. And honestly, I'm sure if you just go to the website, I put a video here about going through the process, just a little bit of explanation of, they ask for your name, they ask for your information, they tell you a little bit about the exam itself, but it's nothing serious. It's just literally your phone number. Your email is the important one, especially because in a part of it, they ask you also to add the information of the partner. So they ask the information of both of you, so you can fill it in, and then the result will come to both of your emails. That's the only thing you need to know. The second part is that it's actually very funny, because you pay the amount on this website. So at the end of the form, you can pay with your ideal, with your bank account directly there. And yeah, that's it. The process is over, and then you receive a confirmation email in up to 5 days. Remember this one, because a lot of people just do the payment and they think like, oh, then I signed up, and they wait for a result from government or embassy or END, which is not the case. So after paying it here, make sure you take a screenshot or something. I always do it out of, precaution. Take a picture of it and know that, okay, you just did the first step. You paid for the exam. The second part is that you will wait till 5 days. Up to 5 days, you will receive an email. In this email, they give you a number, a candidate number, and then with that candidate number, you should text the embassy. Another point that maybe it's useful to know is that sometimes it's very busy to take your exam. So, for example, some countries, it's actually very funny, because from some countries, it's a lot of people coming and joining their partner. So usually, imagine if it was war in a country a long time ago, and now all of these people have their Dutch passport and they're bringing their family, wife, etc. So now all of them are coming from there. So these countries are a bit slightly popular. So in order to book your time, you should consider that sometimes it's very busy. So maybe they say, no, we don't have time for next 2 months or 3 months. I never heard that anyone have issue with more than 3 months, but usually just it's better to book upfront. And another thing is that sometimes the embassy answer your email very late. So make sure you do follow-ups, because sometimes, they're busy with other stuff and then they just forget these emails to respond. So make sure to reply on the email and ask them as a reminder, and ask them for response, etc. Another good thing to know is that you can reschedule this exam once and only once. And yeah, this is something you can use it. It's helpful sometimes to know, in case of on that time you're not in the country, or maybe something happens, you can just directly contact the embassy, because it is useful to know also, when you apply for the exam, it is from Duo. So Duo is the one who take the exam, who are check your mistakes, give you a grade, etc., or sign you up in the system. But embassy is the place who they just hold the exam, and you just go there to do the exam, and they send it to Duo. So kind of you can there manage with them a little bit to see, for example, I want to postpone once, or for those type of things. The other part that, this is actually a very good one. This is a trick we use a lot for our students, and it is that you do not have to do all the part of the exam altogether. So you can sign, in cases that, some people may struggle with the exam, they find it difficult, etc., and they don't want to make it stressful, and they live in the city that for example, Dutch embassy is there, so for them it's easy to just say, okay, I first do this part, and then I focus on the other part, and then the other part. Or usually people do 2 parts together and keep one for the last. That's what we do. So yeah, it's just also good for you to know. The other one is that if you want to reschedule, because for example you have only 2 weeks and you're not sure if you can make it, etc., we have an intensive program that is only 2 weeks, and we teach everything for the exam. And usually with that we are sure if you can pass or not, and we let you know. So we also have another program, but yeah, this video is not about that. It's just good to know. We have a program that people come and then we check their level and we tell them if they're ready or not, because if it's up to women especially, they just never feel ready to the exam because they just want to be perfect, etc. It's not really needed. Just pass it and go to Netherlands, and then later learn Dutch. That's at least my approach. Okay, some other points is that the result of this exam is valid only for 1 year. So make sure if you have the result and if you want to apply for the MBV exam, MBV visa, you have time. Else your result will expire and they will ask you to do it again. So it's good to expect the result will come within 8 weeks. Usually we have it in 3 weeks, honestly. Sometimes it's even faster. I have no idea why it's such a variety of timeline, the time they need to answer, but it's just, it's just a bit of random when they will answer. Sometimes close to New Year, or maybe earlier because they want to finish it before end of the year or those type of things. General rule, expect 8 weeks to get your result, and you cannot push for earlier than that because it's just their time. They're allowed to do it. And how do you get your result? The way you get your result is the email you provide them at the beginning. So you will receive an email. In that email there is a PDF file, and in the PDF you have your results. And while signing up for the exam, you have the option of choosing if you want to receive it only yourself or your partner or both of you. So you can give both emails, and then both of you will receive it. It's a higher chance of seeing it. But yeah, one other thing is that each part of the exam is 50 euro. So in total it's 150 euro. But please also note, if you cannot pass one of the parts, which is usually either spreken or lezen for our students that they cannot pass, in this case you only have to do that part, not the whole exam. So the other parts will be valid, and you just need to sign up for that part again, unfortunately, pay it, book the time exactly through the same approach you did this time, and you go to embassy and do that part, and then you will receive the final result including the 3 parts. And hopefully this time you passed it. One other thing is just good to know is that in case your partner cannot pass the exam, because we have unfortunately a lot of cases that other people are a bit old, or they're from countries that they do not know anything about Latin letters, so for them it's a completely new language, it's completely new letters, everything is so new. In these cases, if they cannot pass usually 3 times or something like that, we can apply for an exemption. You can also do that, by the way, if you can. So yeah, consider that if it's a lot of pressure and you can't, we have the option of applying and then ask Dutch embassy, ask EMD actually to, hey, we really can't, it's becoming too stressful, and you can prove that she tried or how many times she took the exam and she did everything she could. In these times, they're very friendly and they're all to help. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find it useful. If you have any other question, feel free to ask. Don't forget to like and subscribe.